My family stole $200,000 with a fake charity, so I sent their tax returns to the FBI. I reported my own family to the FBI and the IRS because their charity was a vending machine that only dispensed Disney trips, rent money, and acrylic nails. The smoking gun? Their public tax forms listed me as treasurer. Precious. My mailbox started getting IRS letters like I'd subscribed to Fraud Monthly, and suddenly, I'm the face of a church bake sale that never baked a thing. We're talking 990 filings yelling in Helvetica, Venmo trails labeled bridesmaid dress, and a donor list featuring one very enthusiastic ghost. Stakes? Jail time? Family war? And me not trying orange as a jumpsuit color. This isn't vibes. This is receipts. If you've ever caught someone you love lying with confidence, welcome. I've got airtight proof, zero ambiguity, and the cleanest legal hit you can deliver without hiring a hitman. Spoiler, Karma itemized everything, and it added a tip. Nice family, nice charity, big lie. The pitch shows up wearing a halo and scented like cinnamon guilt. We're starting a charity to help local families pay bills, tax deductible, community. God smiles. My aunt beams like a lighthouse. My cousins nod in unison like dashboard bobbleheads. I'm the techie relative who knows how to reset the Wi-Fi, so obviously I become our website guy. I toss in a small donation, spin up a cute one-page site with a donate button, and they slide one little form across the table. Just to make it legit, they say. We need a treasurer on paper. It's basically honorary. Honorary, like a decorative throw pillow. Useless but photogenic. They start posting photos, ribbon cuttings with no ribbon, glossy graphics, stock children laughing in 4K sunshine. Comments pour in. So proud of you. Our town needed this. Do I personally know a single beneficiary? No. But hey, it's early. I keep my mouth shut and keep resizing their logo like it owes me rent. Then the wobbles. Can you put the hotel on your card? We'll reimburse Friday. We need raffle baskets. Float it and we'll settle up. My cousins talk like payday lenders with a Canva subscription. Reimbursements, pending, processing, waiting on the check run, bank holiday, Mercury's in retrograde. My spreadsheet starts side-eyeing me. I'm out a few hundred, then 1,000. And then it happens. An IRS letter arrives addressed to me, care of the charity, at my actual home. I open it, and there's our little honorary adventure, now wearing government font. My name, big as life, as treasurer. Treasurer of what, exactly? The vibes? I text the group, why is the IRS writing to me? Reply, oh, that's just how they do it. You're fine. The kind of reassurance you give a guy on a sinking ship with a straw. Red flags start buzzing. Reimbursements turn into a long-distance relationship. Soon, next week, you're on the list. The list must be in Narnia because money never appears. Meanwhile, the group chat is celebrating imaginary parades. Raised $20,000 this month. Cool. Then why is there accidental airdrop showing $4,112 and a grocery purchase? I ask, and they hit me with different account. Right, the magical account where math goes on vacation. Checks roll in made out to the charity. Deposit screenshot straight into a cousin's personal account by mistake. By mistake? That's 10 taps and your Face ID. Silent auction winners are silent forever. Who won the spa basket? The void. Who picked up the signed football? Teleported, apparently. I ask for the annual report. They send a Canva graphic with a pie chart labeled impact and slices like hope, community, and smiles. No numbers, no names, just vibes and a watermark. I reply, can we have the actual numbers? They send a PDF so blurry it qualifies as modern art. Events start time traveling. We host a back-to-school bash on Saturday, except Venmo donations labeled back-to-school hit their phones 2 days earlier. I see Zelle memos from the charity account to board members with messages like rent, Disney, and bridesmaid dress. I ask, who's the beneficiary named Disney? Crickets. I DM Mickey. He leaves me on read. We rent the church basement twice. I swing by to drop flyers, and the pastor smiles like a man who's seen things. You again? You never rent this space. So we're holding invisible events at imaginary venues with pretend invoices. The math becomes a horror movie. The more I look, the more the walls bleed. I try a soft ask. Hey, can we do a real annual report with line items? The chat turns into a gaslight convention. You don't trust family? Why are you attacking us? We're volunteers. I'm like, so am I. Except I didn't volunteer to star in Money Laundering, Family Edition. Then I Google the EIN. Surprise! The charity exists, and the state registry lists me as treasurer. Not honorary. Legal. Also uploaded. Board minutes signed by me. I did not attend those meetings, unless there's a multiverse where I love. Crime and potato salad. HQ address? My cousin's split level with a trampoline. Board roster? Mostly family, plus one friend whose official title is Vibes. Filings are late. Disclosures missing. The red flags aren't buzzing. They're throwing a parade with matching shirts. I text the group, why do the minutes have my signature? Typing bubbles. We used a stamp to save time, a stamp of my name. Where'd you get it? The Crime-A-Lot gift shop. I ask for a photo of the stamp. They send a pic of a desk, a succulent, and absolutely no stamp. The succulent looks concerned. I realize if a Form 990 exists, it's public. If it's public, I can pull it. If I can pull it, either I'm paranoid or the receipts are about to do a tap dance in loafers. Time to dig. The paper trail I wasn't supposed to see. I start with the IRS site like I'm checking the weather, except the forecast is criminal with a chance of handcuffs. I punch in the charity name, and there's the EIN waving like a tiny red flag at a parade I didn't buy tickets to. Tax-exempt status, active. Determination letter, real. My name, treasurer, not mascot, not friend of the vibes. Treasurer, as in, hi, I'm legally responsible for your nonsense. Next stop, the state registry, America's finest websites built on toasters. Filings, late but present. Principal office, my cousin's split level with the trampoline and the grill that only knows char. Board roster, aunt as president, cousin as CEO of absolutely nothing, and me as the human shield. Then I see it, board minutes. I click, and boom, my signature is loop-de-looping like a toddler holding a crayon with ambition. I did not loop those loops. That night, I was eating dumplings and watching a shipwreck documentary because I am hot like that. The minutes read like fan fiction. Unanimous vote to expand program spend. Unanimous vote to hire marketing consultant. Unanimous implies I was there nodding like a bobblehead, which I was not. There's even a cute typo in my address, apartment number off by 1, like crimes wearing a mustache. The files have timestamps that line up perfectly with girls' night selfies. Multitasking, I guess. I text, hey, why does this have my signature? Bubbles. Then, we used a stamp to save time. A stamp of my name? What is this? Fraud emoji. Send me a photo. They send a photo of a desk, a succulent, and absolutely no stamp. The succulent looks like it wants a witness protection program. So if they filed anything real, there's a Form 990 out there, and 990s are public. Public as in, click, download, scream into a towel. I make a folder on my desktop called Nope. Inside, 990 Hunt, Forged Follies, and a subfolder titled I Hate All of You, but Professionally. I hop to ProPublica's Nonprofit Explorer like it's Netflix for nerds. Boom, PDFs. Candid has copies too. Years. Attachments. Schedules. Enough to give me a migraine and a personality change. I pause and do the internal check. Am I paranoid? Or are the receipts about to Riverdance? My stomach votes Riverdance. I stop speaking in the group chat because every word feels like stepping on a rake. I start screen recording my search path like a low-budget true crime host. Here we see the rare 990 EZID in its natural habitat. I pull the first return, whisper a prayer to the god of straight lines and not round numbers, and open it. Public filings don't lie. The 990 EZID opens and immediately slaps. Total revenue is a round number that matches their Instagram brag exactly, which is not how math behaves in nature. Program service expenses, also round, like they paid with peppermints. Then Schedule O hits me with emergency assistance to 5 families and community workshops. Which families? The ones in Narnia? They claim privacy like it's a cloaking device. Privacy is fine, invisibility is not. Vendor payments list, consulting, Community Outreach LLC. Guess who owns it? The board friend whose official title is Vibes, round amounts with no contract attached. There's a box asking if officers receive payments not on W-2 or 1099. They check no, like it's a mood. Schedule L, where related transactions go to live their truth, looks like a desert. Tumbleweeds. Not a single disclosure, even though their Zelle history is basically good morning, here's rent. Fundraising costs read like a telethon host. They claim event expenses triple the venue rate. Too bad the pastor told me we never rented to you, with the confidence of a man holding a ledger and a grudge. Raffle prizes equal the value of items that never left a folding table. Who won the spa day? The Void had great skin. Donor acknowledgements in their annual summary include people I know. I text one, did you donate $5,000? She sends back LMAONO, no, with a $50 screenshot. Another donor is my late math teacher, a generous man in life and apparently generous in the afterlife. Unless heaven has ACH, we've got a problem. The bank balance roll forward doesn't. Match their own Facebook totals. Spring Gala claims $70,000. The 990 says we barely covered Costco pretzels after expenses. Those expenses again: marketing, outreach, transportation. Translation: acrylics, brunch, gasoline for vibes. There's a checkbox: grants to individuals? They mark yes, then list zero details. Real nonprofits keep records: who, why, how much, eligibility. This one keeps vibes. Officer compensation shows zero salaries, but reimbursements in travel and other sum to a modest paycheck. It's the classic trick: don't pay yourself, reimburse your life. Schedule G says no professional fundraisers, yet consulting fees line up with campaign weeks like synchronized swimming. The cherry: books and records contact is me, my name, my email, my phone. So when the IRS wants to kiki, they call my house like I'm customer service for FraudMart. I pull another year's 990 and the pattern hums: round numbers, invisible conflicts, program descriptions vague enough to embroider on a pillow. Secretary swaps mid-year with no note. My signature pops again like a cursed jump scare. If there's a stamp, it's getting its steps in. I cross-check dates with their posts. The winter coat drive ran 6 weeks online. The 990 compresses it into one event with oddly convenient net proceeds that would buy maybe 6 sleeves. They claim in-kind donations from a local store valued like we outfitted a militia. I call the owner. He says, 2 boxes of socks. We're out here inflating socks like it's crypto. I start annotating like a petty TA. I circle consulting, Community Outreach LLC $9,000 and write Board Friend LLC. I highlight no on Schedule L and write girl. I flag facilities rental and staple the pastor's "we never met her" statement. I add sticky notes in my soul: Disney memo, bridesmaid dress memo, rent memo. I am a museum of fraud with captions. To be sure I'm not losing it, I email the group: forms have errors, we need to amend. They reply: our CPA approved. I say name. They say private. A private CPA who doesn't do email and consults exclusively by vibes and moonlight. Magical. I forward the 990s to a folder titled Prosecution Starter Kit and add a tab called Yikes. It lists related party payments undisclosed, donors misreported, events imaginary, bankroll forward mismatched, forged minutes, me as human voicemail. Every time I think I found the bottom, there's a basement full of folding chairs. And here's the part where I finally feel it. Not anger, not even shock, just that heavy click of certainty. That tiny voice that's been whispering, "Please be wrong," takes off its coat, sits down and says, "You're not." I wanted to be paranoid. I wanted to be dramatic. Instead, I'm correct. And that's worse, because now I have to do something. The 990 doesn't yell. It deadpans. It lets you trip over your own lies in Times New Roman. So I close the last PDF, take a breath, and admit the obvious. If I can read this, the IRS can read this, the state can read this, and the bank that just noticed Disney on a memo can read this. Public filings don't lie. People do. And they put my name on their lie like a bow. The money map, Venmo, Zelle, and a church basement. I start with my bank because at least one of us respects math. 6 months of statements, filtered by charity, aunt, cousin, and that cursed EIN. Then I line them up against their Instagram event calendar, which is basically clip art with dates. The universe laughs immediately. Donations labeled Back to School Bash hit on Thursday. The bash is Saturday. Either we're time travelers or someone preheated the fraud. Venmo is a confession booth with emojis. October 12th, payment to charity coordinator, memo, raffle baskets. October 14th, Zelle from the charity account to a board member, memo, bridesmaid dress. Community outreach, but make it chiffon. 2 days later, there she is on Instagram twirling at a wedding like philanthropy sponsored the bouquet toss. Next line, Zelle to another board member labeled rent. I believe in housing people. I don't believe in calling your own lease local family. The address on the memo, his apartment. Then a Venmo to an outside account, Disney deposit. The only program that went to Disney was the board, #earned it. Cinderella has never issued a grant letter. Goofy doesn't do acknowledgements. I pair each donation post with deposits like a petty sommelier. Winter Coat Drive hits $4,300 by Thursday, according to their stories. Sunday bank deposit, $2,100. Memo, miscellaneous fundraising. Did the coats molt? Did the other $2,000 evaporate because it saw ethics? Now the church basement. They bragged about renting it twice. I stop by to drop flyers, and the pastor gives me a smile that says, "Bless your heart," and also no. "We never booked them," he says, and flips a ledger older than my aunt's recipes. "We are not on it." Also, if money had arrived, I'd remember. It didn't. The 990 shows. Facility rental, big enough to borrow the Vatican, but sure, we forgot to bring the chairs. Payment app memos are the lazy villain's diary. Gas to pick up donations on a day their feed shows a winery flight and a caption, "Donations to my sanity." Storage unit, which turns out to be my cousin's garage, lovingly nicknamed The Warehouse, featuring 54 plastic bins of Christmas and 1 treadmill in witness protection. Donor screenshots don't match deposits either. A woman sends $500 on Friday. The bundled deposit on Wednesday is $300 with the memo left over after expenses. What expenses? Emotional support? Meanwhile, a $150 check from a retiree hits the cousin's personal account by mistake. What a long mistake. Routing, account number, Face ID, submit, thumbs up selfie. I build the spreadsheet nobody wants. Columns for claimed, received, memo, actual use, post evidence, discrepancy. The actual use column becomes a roast. Margarita flight, nails, gala prep. Parking at stadium, youth outreach equals football. I am curating a museum called Crimes of Convenience. To be fair, one transfer says family in crisis. I look for a matching story, a quiet photo, a thank you DM. The only crisis that week is cousin's volleyball team losing semifinals. She posted devastated. I log it under athletic grief, not fiscal need. The Disney deposit keeps winking. I check flight confirmations against the charity account outflow. Perfect alignment. The board's Orlando photos are basically exhibit stickers. Caption, "We deserved a break." From what? Accountability? Budgeting? Patterns crystallize. Money in a round hype. Money out to personal accounts with cute memos. Lag between promise and deposit like a teenager's homework. Due Friday. Turned in Sunday. Says printer broke. Silent auction items reappear on cousin's Etsy. Raffle winners are vapor. The Venn diagram of life and nonprofit is a pancake. I stop asking for explanations. Every memo is a subpoena wearing a sticker. I grab one last check, the church rental line on the 990, the pastor's email, and the payment app trail that spells rent, Disney, bridesmaid. It's not a puzzle. It's fridge magnets that say, indict me. I shut the spreadsheet and feel that click again. I'm mapping a siphon. I'm not outing a mistake. And they stamp my name on the gas can. Quiet confrontations go nowhere. I start polite, like a customer returning a cursed blender. Hey, can you send the receipts? 10 minutes later, I get a PDF photographed through a sock. It's diagonal, cropped, and features a very confident thumb. Vendor line says, wall. Walgreens? Walmart? Wall of denial? I reply, uncropped, please. They resend the same file rotated 90 degrees with the subject. Better? I say, full receipt. They say, we're volunteers, like scanning is a salaried skill. Next question, what's the CPA's name? Aunt goes, our CPA approved everything. Great. Who? He's private. A private CPA who doesn't believe in email, sunlight, or accountability. I'll call him, I say. He doesn't do phones, she says, so he's a mime. I propose coffee, neutral ground. They show up late, smelling like expensive candles and defensive optimism. I slide a printed 990 across. This says consulting, community outreach LLC for $9,000. That's your friend's LLC. Cousin blinks. That was outreach. Show me the contract. It was verbal. So were the 10 commandments until somebody brought a tablet. I point to a Zelle memo. Who is bridesmaid dress? Aunt sips. Networking event. At St. Anthony's? I say. The only spirits there are in the homily. Cousin tries a pivot. Why are you attacking us? I'm reading your captions, I say. They do most of the attacking. I ask for bank access as treasurer since apparently that's me. They promise Friday. Friday becomes folklore. I ask for board minutes. They hand me another forged set like a gift bag from CrimeCon. We used a stamp, they repeat. Where's the stamp? I ask. It's put away, they say. Like accountability, I say. They threaten gently. We can replace you retroactively. Time travel governance, I nod. Cute. Also, forgery is a felony. Cousin puffs up. Defamation. I slide my exhibits index across the table. Truth with screenshots, my favorite genre. Back in the chat, I try one last kindergarten ask. Let's do a real annual report. Line items, redacted names, totals. The room becomes a gaslight convention. You hate family. You're jealous. You don't understand nonprofits. I understand Disney on a memo, I say. Is Cinderella a program? An email arrives from familycounselhelp@gmail. Signature block, general counsel. The voicemail greeting says, you've reached the vibe line. I save it as exhibit, LOL, and respond, please copy your bar number. They reply with a Bible verse. They send a point zip titled proof. Inside, screenshots of their own posts, a JPEG of a sunrise with integrity in cursive, and one receipt for muffins last year. I reply, Documents, not vibes. Aunt calls, voice trembling. Sweetie, you've always been sensitive. About crime? Yes, she whispers. Don't say that on the phone. The ficus is listening. Their final offer. We'll make you whole if you walk this back. Restitution goes to donors, not me, I say. And the facts don't unfact. Cousin tries a bribe rebrand. A goodwill gesture. I prefer lawful gestures. I end the call parade with boundaries. All communications in writing. Preserve records. No surprise visits. Any threats forwarded to investigators? They test it immediately. We're coming over. Enjoy the sidewalk. I text, attaching a preservation notice like a party invite. Then I go full clerk of court on my own life. I notarize a statement. Not at meetings, not approving, not looping those cursed loops. I email revocation of consent, certified mail, return receipt, green card drama. I rename the family thread Legacy Drama, mute it, and drag their latest We're Learning apology into a folder called Syllabus, Crime 101. Quiet confrontations didn't fail. They documented themselves failing. Perfect. Now I can stop asking nicely and start sending links. Building the dossier. I open a blank spreadsheet like I'm starting a gratitude journal, except today I'm grateful for metadata. Columns spawn fast. Date, claim, amount in, amount out, memo, actual use, proof link, sanity check. I color code like a tropical bird. Green is real, yellow is girl, red is lawyer up. By row 15, it looks like a toucan lost a fight with Excel. I build a timeline so clean it could pass food safety. January, vision board brunch. Claim, $2,000. Bank, $1,050. Outflow, $220 gas, $140 nails, gala prep, $300 storage unit, which is a garage the family calls the warehouse like they're Amazon with vibes. February, emergency rent assistance. Beneficiary address, board member's apartment, payee memo, rent. March, coat drive. Stories brag, $4,300. Deposit, $2,100. Discrepancy, coats apparently evaporated in the dryer. Screenshots get museum tags. I name files like a petty librarian. 2023, 10 Vidish 14 underscore bridesmaid dress underscore board doll to PNG. 2023, 11 Doker 3 underscore FB post underscore coat drive underscore claim 430. PNG 2023 Desige 12B AG 2023 Descripti. I add little notes for future me. You're not crazy. They are. Breathe. I back up to the cloud under the world's most boring title, 2016 underscore warranties underscore final. If my cousins snoop, they'll fall asleep. I start calling donors like a polite debt collector. Quick question. Did you give 5,000? One laughs. I gave 50 and a hug. I log it. Another sends a screenshot of her $125 with the caption, wish it was more. The annual summary had her at $1,250, which is math if you add a zero and a lie. A retired teacher's widow messages, he loved your cause. He passed in 2022. I write afterlife ACH implausible and stare at a wall. Beneficiaries are a scavenger hunt written by cowards. We helped 5 families, the post says. Okay, which 5? DMs vanish. One rumor turns into my friend's cousin's neighbor, which is not a family so much as a folklore creature. The only confirmed aid I find is groceries bought during a BOGO. Their generosity rides on Publix promotions. Policy time. I pull the state ag site and paste statutes into a doc called Rules We Ignored. Registration required? Nope. Contracts for paid consultants? Also no. Conflict of interest policy? Our policy was don't get caught while buying acrylics. I add a crosswalk chart. Statute on left, receipts on right, vibes in the trash. Forged minutes get their own runway. I print them in color, circle my loopy signature like it's a crime scene curl, and line it up next to my real signature, which does not cosplay as spaghetti. I take the stack to a notary. She peers over her glasses like an aunt I actually respect and stamps with the gravitas of a judge on finale night. Because Spite is a productivity tool, I compile an exhibits index. Exhibit A, timeline spreadsheet, the toucan. Exhibit B, 990s with annotations and spicy highlights. Exhibit C, payment app memos, Disney, bridesmaid, rent. Exhibit D, pastor statement and ledger. Exhibit E, donor confirmations with screenshots. Exhibit F, forged minutes and signature comparison with notarized, not me. Exhibit G, communications, gaslight sampler. Exhibit H, state statute crosswalk. Exhibit F, my consent revocation and preservation letters with tracking numbers and green cards that scream, "You got served." I record a quick screen walk like a broke David Attenborough. Here we observe the rare Disney deposit migrating from the nonprofit habitat to Orlando. I narrate calmly because rage breathes heavy on mic. I toss the video into 3 different clouds, a hard drive, and an email to myself titled, "If found, please prosecute." Every 30 rows, I add a punchline to keep myself from crying. Under Consulting, Community Outreach LLC, I write Consulting on Brunch. Selection? Next to Storage Unit, I write Garage with Delusions. Beside Anonymous Donor 10K, I add Anonymous says hi. She gave $100. Then the crack in the dam? Mr. Vibes emails from his work address, subject line, "I can't sleep." He forwards a thread titled, "Move money off books," with genius lines like, "Don't put names in writing." I reply with a gentle, "Forward to investigators directly, preserve everything," and copy an inbox labeled compliance like it's a lullaby. Final polish. I strip jokes from the formal packet because comedy is for YouTube, not subpoenas. I keep the screenshots, dates, hashes. I add a cover memo. Summary of patterns, commingling, undisclosed related party payments, false donor attributions, forged board minutes, non-existent events, personal reimbursements inconsistent with mission. I attach my notarized statement again because I love that stamp like caffeine. I zip, checksum, back up twice, and print a hard copy that weighs as much as regret. The folder's label is quiet and final. Documentation, complete and contemporaneous. I close the lid, pat the toucan spreadsheet, and feel the click one more time. This isn't drama anymore.